Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to JTS Wargaming. Got an exciting video for you guys today, but first I do want to give a shout out to our channel members. Their names, who it's really only one person, but he's a legend, are showing on the screen right now. But anyway, let's dive right in. So with all of the hubbub surrounding the old world, from Games Workshop, many people might not realize that there's another rank and file war game that's having a really big year this year. And that would be today's video sponsor, Para-Bellum Games. So their games, Conquest Last Argument of Kings, as well as their skirmish game, Conquest First Blood, this is the 5-year anniversary for the company. And the reason why this is such a big deal, they're making a huge year-long event out of this anniversary. So later on in the year, we're going to actually get a new faction, the Sorcerer Kings, released. But for all of you people right now who are excited about the game, or you're just kind of diving in, they've done something else for new players that's pretty awesome. So they've designed 5-year anniversary editions of all of their one-player starter sets, and they were kind enough to actually send me one to crack open for all of you guys. And so today we're going to be taking a look at the Nords 5th anniversary one-player starter set. Now this is a huge, great value box set, not just for new players, but also for players that have been in the hobby for a while. Maybe you just started a new faction, or maybe you started on one of the old one-player starter sets, and there are some units that you wanted to pick up. These new box sets actually have a pretty nice discount bundled into them. So let's go ahead and take a look at some numbers real fast. All right, so here we go. So the 5th anniversary Supercharged starter set for the Nords, it's clocking in at $159. In this box, you're going to get a Vargir Lord, a Fenrir Beast Pack, the Werewolf unit, and 3 Ugir. I'm probably butchering the pronunciation, forgive me guys. Now, this box is a massive savings versus buying all of those units individually. So with the Vargir Lord, you're looking at a $40 price tag to pick him up individually. For the Fenrir Beast Pack, you're looking at a $50 price tag there. Then for the Ugir unit, you're looking at another $50 price tag. And then for the Mountain Jotner, you're looking at $65 for that. And then your Werewolves are going to clock in at $60 as well. So totaling that all up, if you were to buy everything individually, you're looking at a total price tag of $265 US, and plus tax and shipping and all that fun stuff. They're selling it to you in this special box set for $160. So just at MSRP, you're already saving $100 off of the price of buying everything individually. And make sure you stay until the end of the video, and I'll tell you how you can save a little bit more money, 10% to be exact, at the end of the video. Now, as you can see here, they've prepared these boxes for all of the factions in the game. So no matter what faction you play, you're able to get in on this 5th anniversary deal. They even have out for pre-order one for the new faction, the Sorcerer Kings, that's going to be coming out at the end of March. Now, with all of that out of the way, let's actually crack open this box and take a look at what's inside. All right, so here is the giant box down on my hobby desk, and it's so large it takes up pretty much all of my camera space. So I'm not going to be able to have this sitting down and then, cherry picking things out of it. But I do want to show off the box. You can see it details what you're going to get inside. And let me step away for a second and pull out our first item. All right. So first up, we've got a stack of paper stuff that we'll need. So first you get your unit cards. Now, as you will have noticed, these don't actually have any stats on them. So if you're unfamiliar with the game system, all of your unit cards will have a QR code on there, and you use their free app to scan the QR code, and then all of their living rulebook stats will be available to you on the app while you're playing. But you also use these cards during the game for managing your activation order. So you get one card for each unit in the box, and that's common across all of the Para-Bellum products. You get a cool little 5th anniversary sticker. You get your handy-dandy starter set assembly instructions. And I won't go in depth in here, but I'll just flip through pretty quick. Their assembly instructions are pretty nice from the kits that I have built. They are definitely pretty handy. And it's a pretty small one because we got a box full of big guys. Then you get a little intro to the Nords pamphlet that shows you how you can expand on your forces. So now it is interesting to note that over here, and if you're familiar with the rules, this one-player starter set for the 5th anniversary box is actually a full warband in the game. So literally your Vargir Lord, rather, is your warband leader. And then you can use his 3 mainstay units that come in the box. So the Werewolves, the Fenrir, and then the Ugr. And then your restricted choice is the Mountain Jotner. But then they also show you how if you wanted to expand your force, different ways you can build other warbands that you can add on to your collection, which is pretty cool. Then you're going to get a quick start guide for First Blood, which is their skirmish game, which would be somewhat analogous to something sort of like Age of Sigmar or Warcry, but you can use the same miniatures in both games. And they very, very quick, easy to understand quick start rules. Now, I do want to mention this is just a quick start guide. The full rulebooks that usually come in the Para-Bellum starter sets are not in the 5th anniversary box sets. Now, I do want to call out those rules are available on their website for free. And if you happen to buy any other non-5th anniversary starter products, those all do come with small format copies of the full rules. But we also get another quick start guide for Conquest Last Argument of Kings. God, that's a mouthful to say every time. But yeah, just getting you acclimated to the game. But again, remember, those full rules are going to be on the website if you decide to buy one of these bundle boxes. Now, there is one more piece of paper in the box, which is a really cool fold-out map of the world of their game. And now I'm not going to open the full thing on my desk. I'll go ahead and find a picture of it and throw it up on the screen. But this will be something that's really cool if you're really into the game, or if you just wanted some nice artwork on your walls. You could definitely get this framed and throw it up on the wall, and it would look really, really nice. All right, so another cool piece of swag that they've thrown in these boxes are a custom laser cut and laser etched measuring tool that has the Conquest logo on there. Really, really cool addition to go ahead and throw in the box. Again, just a little bit of 5th anniversary swag. Celebrate 5 years of making an awesome game. All right, so that's enough stalling for time. Let's go ahead and take a look at those miniature sprues. Let's start out with the Fenrir Beast Pack. Or, I'm sorry, these are the Werewolves. That's my fault. So these are going to come on 2 sprues. So as you can see, the sprues here are all numbered to correlate with the numbering that's on the instruction booklet. And honestly, the sculpting detail on these parts looks immaculate. I'm not really seeing too much in the way of mold lines, which is a big improvement from what I had seen on some of their older kits. But this sprue looks really, really clean. There are still, some, you can't completely get away from that with injection molded plastic manufacturing. But then here's the other sprue. Really nice textured detail on the hair. And then with these being, 38 mil scale miniatures, they're nice, big, and chunky, and makes painting them relatively easy. The other thing that's kind of cool, which I just noticed while I was holding this, is that your bodies are, and legs it looks like, are keyed. So these are monopose miniatures, but they make it very easy to see, which parts go with which model. But again, I highly encourage you guys just follow the instruction guide and they'll tell you what to clip out. All right, so moving on, now we have the Fenrir Beast Pack. It's going to come on 2 sprues, a small one and then a larger one. Now, the sculpting here again looks absolutely incredible. We've got some sculpted wounds and scars on the body with really nice deep detail. So that'll take a wash very, very easily. The hair texture again looks phenomenal. Then over here on the main sprue, yeah, again, the mold lines on these are, very, very faint, and they're in places that sort of make sense. Cleaning these up will be a breeze. They have also got, like, kind of sculpted tattoo markings on the leg there. This kit's going to be really, really awesome to paint and get on the table. All right, next up, we've got the Ugir, who they're going to come on 2 long sprues. So the first sprue here, now this kit is one of the older ones, so it does look like the mold lines are not quite as great as the newer kits, but they're still not terrible. The cleanup process with this will be just fine. You'll be able to scrape that away with the back of a hobby knife, no problem. But look at this detail on the torsos. Man, that is just awesome. And even the arms. See if I can get the camera to focus there. Yeah, even the arms have the nice deep scar marks. That'll take a wash really, really well. And then the other sprue, which has more assorted body parts. And again, this is going to be monopose. So it does look like, however, even though it's monopose, I am seeing more than 3 weapon options here. So you might be able to switch some weapons out. Let's actually take a look at the build instructions. Alright, so it says here that the heads and the arms are all interchangeable. So you do actually have some extra arms on here that you could use. So it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total weapon options for 3 figures. So you can actually get a little bit of customization out of this kit. And as you can see from the absolute gargantuan size of these pieces, this is going to be your Mountain Jotner. So he's coming on 3 of our long spruce. Nice big chunky boy. Now I've actually built a couple of these already. There are some mold lines that are in unfortunate places along the arms. You're also going to have some seams there. So you will need a little bit of gap filler if you're going to build this kit. However, the kit looks absolutely amazing. He's wielding this giant tree, just sweeping it across the battlefield, whacking people. Lots of nice sculpted detail on the torso. And actually, since I've got this guy already built, let me grab him, and I can show you some size comparisons, just so you can kind of get a sense for how massive this miniature is. Alright, so here is Mr. Mountain Jotner. Nice and primed, ready for painting. So be on the lookout. This video will probably happen within the next couple of weeks. But as you can see, the scale on my mat is in inches. So he's a pretty big boy. He's roughly about 7 inches tall. And for anyone familiar with Warhammer 40,000, here is a Von Ryan's Leaper for size comparison, which comes up to his knee. So he is absolutely massive. And this is just one example of the giant monster units that are in Conquest. Just how big and how beautiful these miniature sculpts are. Now, there are a couple of interchangeable parts that you can have with him. So they do give you head options. So you could swap that out. And then some of his bits and bobs that are kind of hanging off of his cloak, you could swap those out as well. And then the arms are actually on a ball socket joint. I don't know if you guys can see in there. So you can change the arm position around just a little bit, and then his shoulder armor, you've got some options for that as well. So it's not quite a static monopose model. If you end up with multiple Mountain Jotners, you can switch it up a little bit and make them all look a little bit different. But one thing I do want to point out, here are some of those mold lines that I didn't quite clean as well as I should have when I had originally built this one, just so that you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. But overall, I mean, the kit is absolutely fantastic, and a lot of those, like this one back here, when you're looking at the tape miniature from top down, you can barely notice it. So it's not the biggest deal in the world. The miniature looks absolutely fantastic. And we've got one more to take a look at. Let's grab that Vargir Lord. Alright, so the Vargir Lord is our one resin miniature in the box. This is from their artisan range. And even though the artisan range, it's normally limited edition figures, the Vargir Lord will be around. This is going to be the official main release for the miniature. So I can already hear the internet, gnashing their teeth and wailing about resin. I will say, whatever resin Para-Bellum uses, I do like it. It cuts very, very easily while still being a little flexible. So it's not super brittle. You're not going to have to worry about, breaking the miniature while you're dealing with it. But it holds detail very, very well. So here's the top of the head. Then we've got the main body. And we've got our legs. And then our sword arm. And the other arm. And then the rest of his ponytail, I believe. Yeah, that'll just slot in there like that. Now, with these resin miniatures, this is a pretty exceptional cast. I'm pretty pleased with this. But like that little bit of flash that's right there, you could just take the back of your hobby knife, and that literally just scrapes right away. I'm barely even applying pressure. So this is way easier to work with than a lot of the resins that I've seen other hobby manufacturers use in the past. All right, and then last but not least, the unsung heroes of any war game, your bases. So you're going to get bases and movement stands for all of the units in the box. So this is obviously for Mr. Mountain Yachtner. Then you're going to get a loose base and stand for the Vargir Lord. And then you get a pack of stands for your other units as well. Now, these stands, they're meant to slot together, and then you can rotate the base around so that you can get things to rank up a lot easier. But you can also magnetize the base to the stand, and I'm going to make another video for that and show you guys how I did all of my bases. So if you're into Conquest, make sure you stay tuned for that. Alright, so I've got everything in the box built, and I figured I'd show you what the fully assembled models look like. So first up, we have the Ugir unit. And as I mentioned earlier, this is one of the slightly older kits, so I am going to have to take some time and file away those mold lines. But the detail on the kit is pretty exceptional. As I mentioned, there are extra arms, right arms, so you have 6 different weapon options for this kit. You also get a bunch of heads, and then there's actually extra little bits and bobs that you could put attached to their belts on the frames. But this kit went together very, very easily, very, very quick. Very few pieces, so it's really just the front and back of the torso, the 2 legs, your arms, and then your head. And with the 6 weapon options that come in the kit, if you reinforce the unit and get a second box of these guys, you can actually have them all look a little bit different. Right, so next up we have the Fenrir Beast Pack. And I absolutely love the look of these once they're assembled. Again, you've got all of that nice recessed detail for the scars and the tattoos and such. The kit does come with interchangeable heads, and the heads are in 2 pieces, so there's a lower jaw and then the rest of the head, and you can mix and match between the kits, and then you get a couple of different front legs where they're like swiping at someone that you can go ahead and put on. I just like the stability of having all of the legs on the base. But these models look really, really awesome. It's going to be really fun getting those painted up. And next up, we've got the Bestest Boys. We have the Werewolves. Now, this kit actually surprised me. There was alternative left and right arms for each model. So again, if you were to buy multiples of this kit to bulk out the unit, even though it's the same pose for the body, you can actually change the arms and change the look of the miniature. The kit looks fantastic, and some of these attachment points where you could see that seam is still visible, you can very easily fill that in with some thick Tamiya cement. So I will probably do that before I get these guys painted, but this unit looks absolutely fantastic. Hands down, some of the best lycanthropic miniatures I've ever seen. And I really love this guy who's kind of just crawling along the ground, kind of loping. Then last, but certainly not least, we've got the Vargir Lord, the Warband Leader, R1 resin model from the box set. And the miniature looks absolutely fantastic. Pretty easy to put together. I showed you guys all the pieces. They were all keyed. So it goes together really quick with a little super glue. And just in case anybody happens to be new to miniatures games, all of the plastic miniatures, you can use plastic cement to go ahead and put those together. But on your resin guy, you're going to want to use super glue. All right, so that's pretty much it for the video, guys. I hope everyone enjoyed, taking a look through the box and what's on offer out on the Para-Bellum website this year. Now, I did promise you guys I'd tell you how you can save 10% off of items on the Para-Bellum store if you're interested. And so I'm going to put my affiliate code up on the screen somewhere, probably over here since there's more room. But when you click the links that are going to be in the description of the video, and when you check out, you use my promo code, it's JTS Wargaming. Just punch that in. You will net yourself 10% off of your first purchase on the Para-Bellum web store. So as you saw, this Nords box was already saving you $100. Then you get to take an extra 10% off and help support the channel as well. So that's all I've got for today, guys. If you enjoyed the content, make sure you like, share, subscribe, do all the algorithm stuff. I do want to hear from you guys down in the comments. Have you guys checked out Conquest Last Argument of Kings or Conquest First Blood? If you did, how do you like it versus, some of the other rank and file games that are out there, like the Old World or Kings of War from Mantic? Let me know down in the comments, and I'll catch you on the next video.